Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel startuplanes.com. I am Morit Tanvi and as you know, these are the series of interviews that we are conducting for the promotion of some excellent startup across our country. Now the question is that why you should watch this interview. You should watch this interview if you are a job seeker. You should watch this interview if you want to invest. You should watch this interview if you want to know the merits and demerits of starting a freshly new business. So let's jump into the interview. For today's interview, we have Mr. Manoj Sreenivas, who is the CEO at Panda. The packaging is the fifth largest sector in India's economy and is one of the highest growth sectors in country. Expected to grow at 18% annually with flexible packaging growth at 25% and rigid packaging at 15%, the Indian packaging industry is thriving exponentially. Plugging into the billion-dollar market to investigate the future of packaging industry in India, Packing Panda is considered a flagship division of packing services. Packing Panda is a supplier of food packaging for restaurants and food services. They provide food containers, sweet boxes, and cake boxes. Their distribution sources allow them to provide competitive prices and great quality of ready-to-use food packaging products. They deliver product all over Bangalore. They ensure to deliver products with quality to their clients. So let's know more about this wonderful startup from Manoj himself. Hello sir, good evening. I am More Tanvi from Startup Lanes and we are very grateful to have you on the board for this interview.
Thank you, Tanvi, and good evening, everyone. Myself, Manoj Sreenivas, founder of Packing Panda.
So I will please request you to introduce yourself in detail.
Yeah, sure. So, myself, Manoj Sreenivas, as I told you before, and I'm the founder of Packing Panda. We are into supply of packaging materials, and when you say packaging materials, that would be any type of industry. As of now, we are presently serving like FMGC, e-commerce, pharma industry, logistic companies, industrial packaging. And we are a 1-year-old startup and having our presence pan-India. And we're also supplying to some of the esteemed customers like Zomato, Barbecue Nation, Light Bite Foods, California Burrito, and many more in India. So as of now, till date, we have approximately around 400 esteemed customers as our clients. And this is our portfolio. And we started this organization in 2017 as a project, but as a company, we started in 2020.
Okay, great. So my very first question to you is that how did you, come up with this idea of startup?
Okay, so it's a very this particular industry is not a categorized segment in Indian market is what we feel. I've been in this industry past 6 years. I've seen a lot of companies procuring packaging materials from different vendors. For instance, if I say a company procuring a corrugation box from one vendor and a sellotape from a different vendor and many other packaging materials will have, like a company will have a requirement, right? So they will have a multiple vendors. So what I decided is let us try to, in terms of supplying all the packaging materials from one single vendor, which makes sense to the client as well as to the vendor to, to give a supply chain all over India. So in 2017, I started working on this project, and we started to speak to multiple manufacturers, get details, compare the market prices, and after a few days, we also started to approach to multiple customers, like a smaller one, not the bigger customers initial days. Then we try to understand the problems in the market, what are the problems in procurement of the packaging, and we understood a lot of clients having this multiple vendors is making a trouble for them to procure whenever they have a requirement. So what we decided is to create a single platform and supply everything from a single point of view, POC. That is what today Packing Panda is doing.
Okay. So, sir, as you mentioned that you have properly commenced your business in 2020. So, I want to know that what are the difficult challenges that you are facing in the early stage of the journey?
When I say challenges, there are multiple challenges what we faced initially. So the first issue was convincing the manufacturers to supply at the same price what they have their distributors across the country, right? So these manufacturers always work with distributors, or they would also have their own supply chain, to their direct customers, and multiple things which comes in between.
Mhm.
So that was very big challenge for us. That anyways, what we did is we convinced them, stating that we would be one point of contact for you guys. We would be supplying pan India, and we'll not be targeting an individual state or a city.
Mhm.
So that is how we tried to convince them, and we also told them we would give a good business volumes.
Mhm.
So that is how we tried to convince in the first segment, and the second segment was, I would say, obviously the end is the marketing, right? So convincing the customers or clients to to procure materials from us, and what we try to do is we used to tell them. I would give you a classic example: a customer who is having branches all over India. Let us
Mhm.
take all the metro cities. So such type of customers, I would give an example. Let us keep our own customer itself. It is Barbecue Nation.
Okay.
So Barbecue Nation has 148 locations. They have their
Mhm.
branches.
Mhm.
That is in India.
Yes.
So they were facing issue to procure the materials which is not available in lot of locations. For
Mhm.
example, a tier 2 city, but
Mhm.
you may get it in a metro city. But what we did is we told the customer that we will supply the same product, same quality with the same pricing pan India.
Okay.
So this is our major USP also what we say today.
Mhm.
So these are the challenges which we come across, and we are trying to convince the clients and helping them in a better procurement of packaging.
So, sir, answering my earlier question, you also mentioned the gap that you had identified in the market before commencement. So now I want
Mhm.
you to share your business model in detail.
Okay, so when it comes to business model, uh, we are basically into a distribution model itself. Again, we can say, and what we are ensuring is the gap between the multiple vendors to the clients who's presently providing the packaging materials to them.
Mm-hmm.
So we are right now one single roof where you can procure all the packaging requirement to the clients,
Mm-hmm.
and we also try to manage the MOQs, which a lot of vendors don't sell it at. For example, I would say a printed material, a customized product. Let us keep an example: a pharmaceutical company who's recently started, and they want to procure around 10,000 pieces of some boxes, and some of the manufacturers don't entertain such customers. They talk in lakhs, or I mean, they have their own MOQs, right?
Yeah.
So we also make sure we manage that MOQs also to the client. For example, any startup who wants 5,000 pieces with a printed, yes, we definitely help them. There would be a slight price increase, but yes, end of the day, some of the customers are agreeing for it. And our major thing is we don't work on any warehousing model. We don't
Okay.
have any warehouses. So that is more cost effective to the organization, as well as when we are selling to the customer, we
Mm-hmm.
make sure we don't keep that margins when we are selling to the customers also.
Mm-hmm.
And the future growth, what we are looking out is to create a e-commerce platform for the packaging division,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm planning most probably by next year we should be up and in that industry. So
Great.
as of now in India, we don't have any e-commerce segment for packaging.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So answering my earlier questions again, you have mentioned your products and services, but still I want you to specify your products and services in detail, which you provide to your customers.
Yeah, definitely. So, as I already mentioned that we supply packaging materials, we
Mm-hmm.
have large varieties of products what we supply in the market.
Mm-hmm.
So, when it comes to FMCG segment, we supply aluminum containers, foil rolls, paper bags, plastic containers. What you see today is Zomato Swiggy delivers to the customers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is also one of our products what we supply today.
Okay.
So next is the pharmaceutical industry. When you say pharmaceutical industry, they are a very large products which they use in packaging segment. But
Mm-hmm.
we concentrate only on few products in that because a lot of products they have their own units.
Mm-hmm.
We supply the PET bottles, the boxes, and the corrugation boxes and the sellotapes. That is what we do today.
Okay.
And in terms of e-commerce company, which is a very big industry today in India, as you see today, everyone wants to have their own e-commerce websites and want to sell everything online. So
Mm-hmm.
for them, we supply the courier covers. We also right now what you see today, Flipkart is delivering the envelopes with the
Mm-hmm.
paper.
Yeah.
That is also one of our segment. And next level is our industrial packaging. Industrial packaging is a very big industry, and every industrial segment needs packaging.
Yeah.
So the major one is the corrugation boxes and the BOPP tapes.
Mm-hmm.
These are the major requirement for that industry. and we are slowly trying to enter into logistic companies. So where they use a lot of bubble wraps and like example, any movers or packers, they use a lot of cargation boxes and everything.
Yeah.
So we are trying to enter into that or that level of segment also. We
Mhm.
should be doing it shortly. And we are majorly concentrating more onto eco-friendly eco-friendly products
Mhm.
and branding and designing and customized packaging also we take care.
Okay.
So that is also one of our specialty and USP.
Mhm. Great. So my next question to you is that who exactly your target customers are?
So we are right now limited to only few industries, as I said, you like pharma industry, FMCG, or logistic or industry packaging. So when it comes to FMGC, we are majorly concentrating on to hotel industries
Mhm.
and to the packed food industries.
Okay.
So in terms of pharmaceutical, yes, definitely we would be targeting any type of pharmaceutical industry.
Mhm.
And major concentration as of now, what we are giving today is for to the e-commerce segment.
Okay.
So any customers who are in this category, we would always welcome.
Mhm. Great. Sir, as per my knowledge, you already have an established market out there. So,
Exactly.
as far as your products and services are concerned, what are the few qualities that differs you from your competitors?
Yes, in this industry, there are multiple things which differs from each and every vendors. The
Mhm.
major thing everyone looks out is for the quality and the pricing,
Yeah.
which is very important today in the market. And in our industry, we always work on volumes. So that
Mhm.
is where our margins lay around. So pricing is very important to any customer today, and
Mhm.
everyone to cost cut in that particular segment.
Mhm.
And as of now, today, what I'm able to see is a lot of manufacturers have entered into this segment.
Mhm.
So there are multiple things which are coming today, day by day. We are able to see a lot of eco-friendly products which are coming,
Yeah.
and that is where even we also want to like concentrate more so that a lot of competition doesn't come to our segment.
Okay.
Because today, whatever you see, whatever you come across today is everything is in plastic.
Mhm.
So we want to bypass that so that we also have some niche in our market.
Mhm.
So eco-friendly and sustainable packaging is the future of our country.
Great.
And I always tell our customers also try to use as much as non-plastic products, which would help your betterment of your products also in terms of selling as well as today because a lot of customers you see they want eco-friendly
Yeah.
because not everyone are entitled to see plastic products coming to their home, right?
Yeah.
So I would always suggest to use eco-friendly products.
So that's a great thought. The next thing I want you to list that few unique features about your company that differs you from your competitors, of course.
Yeah, definitely. So as I told you earlier, we never work on warehousing model, so
Mm-hmm.
which is a very big costing and a lot of manpower requirement, storage,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes your product doesn't move out of the warehouse when you stock it for a very longer period, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we as of now we are working with a non-warehousing model.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, our presently our branch office is in Bangalore and
Okay.
we operate pan India.
Mm-hmm.
So the how we work is we have good connects with the manufacturers. We tell the
Mm-hmm.
manufacturers to keep the materials ready, and we have a transporter partner and who comes and picks up the material and directly supplies to the customer. So there is no third party which is involved here.
Mm-hmm.
So that is our first uniqueness. And the second thing is we would always be a one-stop solution for packaging material where a customer need not maintain multiple vendors or
Yeah.
two, three different types of vendors to think. And
Mm-hmm.
the last thing, what I would say is we're always definitely compete in the market of pricing level
Mm-hmm.
because pricing is always very important to any customer, and we definitely try to compete in that target also.
Okay. Sir, answering my earlier questions, we have talked about, you have talked about your customers, your business. The next thing I want to know that if any one is out there for seeking jobs, so why he or she should work with you? As you mentioned that your company needs a major manforce to process. So I want to know about job applicants.
See, today, as you see, everyone wants to work for a startup.
Yeah.
That is a trend in the market today.
Mm-hmm.
So even I have worked for a startup earlier, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel when you start working for a startup, I would see a lot of scope in learning and experience, especially in the real market challenges,
Mm-hmm.
which no bigger companies give that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say, I would say an example like a Reliance or Infosys, they're
Mm-hmm.
already established in the market and they just need to do their mechanical job.
Mm-hmm.
So when you join a startup, definitely you will have a lot of scope of learning and experience, which is
Mm-hmm.
I would always encourage, especially the youngsters who are coming into the market today for jobs.
Great, great. So next question is very interesting. I want to ask that if not this company, what else you would be doing right now?
So as I would say, I would be also a normal job person with some other company with 9 to 6 mechanical
Okay.
life. I started my career with Siemens India. That
Mm-hmm.
was in 2012 after my MBA.
Mm-hmm.
And later I shifted to Wanzip. I was a South Asia relationship manager.
Okay.
So I would say I would be somewhere in one of the MNC companies.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So next question I wanted to ask that what are the products and services you are in daily touch with or in requirement to run your business smoothly?
So to run the business, it is just the supply chain is very important in our industry
Mm-hmm.
because today in India, supply chain is one of the shaky business.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone are able to concentrate on this, especially on the clientele part. A client doesn't want to break his head onto the supply chain. He
Mm-hmm.
just needs a material in his house. That's very important to any customer.
Yeah.
And uh, and I feel there is a lot of gap between the manufacturers also. The reason
Mm-hmm.
is because of the raw material procurement or delay in of the supply of the products to the customer end also.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know whether it is because of our culture, which has come from very past, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Today, they say manufacturer says I would give the material in 7 days, but that doesn't come in 7 days.
Yeah.
I've seen this a lot of time, and this is what I want to make sure this should not happen anywhere in this industry because a lot of customers today depend on your services.
True.
So in our industry, when packaging doesn't arrive in time, sometimes the business may hamper to the client.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we make sure that always a proper timing to the customer is very important,
Mm-hmm.
and that is where a very important part plays in this particular business, especially.
Okay. So what are the parameters on which you select your vendors and suppliers? So is it time? Is it quality, convenience? Please elaborate.
So while selecting a particular manufacturer or vendor, we first decide is this product required in the market.
Okay.
So if the product is not required in the market or this product is not so essential in the product, we never entertain such manufacturers.
Mm-hmm.
But today in the market, there are only few which is very essential, which is
Mm-hmm.
like a paper product or a plastic product or aluminum product.
Mm-hmm.
So we always maintain multiple manufacturers. We
Mm-hmm.
split the work individually.
Okay.
We never give the same, I mean, like all the orders to one individual manufacturer because it is always a headache to the manufacturer also, and he never keeps the time
Yeah.
to supply
Understood.
the product in time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we do, every metro cities or every tier 2 cities, we maintain multiple manufacturers.
Okay.
So right now we are maintaining approximately around 120 manufacturers pan India.
Mm-hmm.
So we always split the work whenever the orders comes from the local region. When I say, for example, I get an order in Bangalore, I give the
Mm-hmm.
orders only to the Bangalore person. When the order comes in Mumbai, I give to the Mumbai guys. So we
Mm-hmm.
maintain in such a way, and we are always welcome for the new manufacturers who was entering into this business
Mm-hmm.
because we also wanted to help the startups also because
Okay.
today we have seen a lot of SMEs who's coming up in this industry, especially with the startup loans which is being provided by the government today.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, sir, what are your recent and long-term plans for your business?
So the recent, as I would say, we were awarded as the 2020 startup award. We received it
Okay.
from CEO Insights. So
Mm-hmm.
that was under the packaging division we are talking about.
Yes.
So we also recognized ourselves in 2020, and our future plans, as I said you before, we want to enter into the e-commerce model,
Mm-hmm.
and we're a one-stop solution for all the packaging needs in terms of any industry. We don't want to specify in an individual category or a segment.
Okay.
We want to categorize and spread our wings across all the type of packaging available in the market, and we would definitely do it in another a year or 2 years.
Okay. So basically, your plan is you have an expansion plan. So for that, are you
Exactly.
planning? Yes. So are you planning to raise external funds? And if not now, then are you planning to do so in near future?
So yes, today the trend is about investments and fundings, right, to the organization. So whenever we look into organization, it would be 100% for expansion plan. In our business, what I'm looking out is for we want to open our wings into manufacturing units also. So that is where we are looking funds for. We would be open for any person or individual or any VCs who wants to come on us, invest with us. We definitely want to open our own manufacturing units all over India.
Great, great. So lastly, if you want to thank someone from your team or friends and family, please go ahead. And also, I would love to hear feedback on startup lanes from you.
Yes, I would like to thank my family and friends. When I started this organization, my family supported me a lot, including my friends. And today we are in a segment where even my clients are supporting us. So I would really thank them also. So, and especially startup lanes, I would first thank Mr. Shirish. I guess he's the CEO of your organization.
Yes.
So I would huge thank you for you also for this particular interview. You guys are doing exceptionally very good in terms of creating a good identity for the new entrepreneur journey who's coming into the new startup organization, who's recently started or 1 year old or 2 years old. And you're giving a better opportunity in terms of in support of mentorship or investments, funding. Also, you're also trying to support them in all the services what you want to give to start a company. So you guys are doing pretty good in the market is what I know. So please continue it and support the startups. I would really like to thank your whole team for this wonderful evening.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. Also, thanks to you for this fruitful session, and thank you for your time and your crucial words.
Thank you so much, Tanvi.
Yes.